to say that two of our principals are outside the country. Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is in the United Kingdom, where he's held a lot of meetings and consultations with government officials in the United Kingdom, together with other leaders, including the Archbishop of Canterbury. And we expect him back in the country tomorrow, late in the day. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, His Excellency, is in the United States of America. Also, while there, he is having quite a busy schedule, having meetings and consultations, and we expect him back in the country over the weekend. The two principals, Honorable Mudavadi and Honorable Wetangula, are with us, but for purposes of this press conference, they will be following not only this press conference, but the events of the day. But we are starting the day on a very bad note, because we have just been informed that the President has signed the election law amendment bill, which after publication will become law. He is also assented to the election offences bill, amendment bill, which after it is gazetted will become law. This is really unfortunate, because these election laws are turning Kenya into a banana republic, because President Uhuru Kenyatta has ensured that the laws governing elections will be the laws that are favorable to him and not favorable to the people of this country. The Election Offences Act, the amendment, has been made to enable public officers, including Cabinet Secretary, to campaign without restrictions. So we condemn the President for taking this retrogressive step in taking us back to the days of one-party rule. I think this is, if you read the amendment together with what the IBC is trying to do, we're in a worse situation than when we were during the kind of days, particularly when Mulolongo was the order of the day insofar as the elections are concerned. Now, these amendments now mean that the electronic system of election, which was established by law at the end of the last year, is for all intents and purposes dead, because it is taking us back into a situation where if there's conflict between the electronic transmission or electronic identification of voters, then the manual process of both transmission and identification will prevail. It now calls into question why the government is spending over 12 billion shillings to establish this electronic system. Now, having said that, we also want to condemn Mr. Mating'i for saying that we cannot enjoy our freedom to demonstrate and to picket. There are two High Court decisions by Judge Lenaola and Judge Onguto, which are very clear that when there is a demonstration in which the government has been notified, it is the responsibility of the police to ensure that protection is given to those who are exercising that freedom. And it is also the responsibility of the police to ensure that other people who are not taking part in the demonstrations are also protected. But we have noticed that during our demonstrations, the elements which have brought about some incidences of looting and violence are not the NASA supporters. In fact, normally when we start from Uhuru Park, everything is normally clear and peaceful until we get into town around Kencom and around Koja Mosque. That is where normally they post people to try and bring problems to the demonstration. But we are not intimidated. And from here, we are all going to march into town in the normal way we have done. We have notified the police about this demonstration. And the law requires that if they don't want us to take part in a demonstration, having received that notification, they should notify us in writing, giving us the reasons why they are objecting to that notification. And if we so desire, once we are served with that refusal or objection, then we can go to the High Court. Unfortunately, that has not been done, so we are presuming that what Mating'i was saying the other day is just hot air and nothing more. And therefore, you can see the members of parliament here and leaders of the coalition are here. We are ready to go into town, and we will be talking to you as the demonstration unfolds throughout the day. Finally, I think it is important to give a word of appreciation to the media, because I think what we have read today, particularly in the editorials, is condemning the action that the government has taken in trying to stop these demonstrations, because it is clearly against the Constitution and against the law regarding meetings and demonstrations. I think with that, we are prepared to take one or two questions, and then we are proceeding to town. No election.
No reforms.
No election.
No reforms.
No reforms. No election. No reforms.
No elections.
And I will mean it when we say no elections. Any question?